everyone, Rascal here.
And Mama, welcome to our Paws on Netflix podcast.
Yes, and today we're talking about the other He-Man series coming to Netflix, He-Man Masters of the Universe. Yes, it's the same title as all the rest, pretty much.
And in this series introduction, we are introduced to the characters all over again, and their totally new backstories, and their totally new looks, and their totally new voice actors. It's totally new.
Yeah. And before we start, be sure to like, subscribe, and click notification with updates on future podcasts and World of Paws videos.
Absolutely. Now, first off, we need to let you know that this particular series is not meant for people who viewed it originally, or for new fans of the original series, or even for adults. It's clearly meant for younger viewers. And we are talking like Y7.
Yeah, literally Y7. And they really did try to make it, totally different from the 80s and Revelation and 2002 and She-Ra. So they made absolutely sure you wouldn't be trying to compare this show to the incarnations, which was weird because so far the He-Man IP has been used like 4 times, now going on 5 times in a row. Very recently, they had a She-Ra reboot, they have Revelation, you got this, and now we're getting live action She-Ra too. So it's getting pretty weird on how fast He-Man is suddenly just shot back into mainstream with Netflix.
It just seems like Hasbro's been selling off parts of the franchise to make the most money.
Right.
So, first thing about this series that does work is the stellar voice cast. You've got Yuri Lowenthal.
Of course, yeah.
Kimberly Brooks.
Yeah.
And
David Kaye.
Tom Kenny.
And Tom Kenny. Yes, of course.
So, we were really pleased with the voice acting choices. They did an awesome job in making the characters their own and making them identifiable for those who are watching this new series. So, we're very happy that all of them have this series under their belts, and they're some of our favorite voice actors, so we're very pleased with that.
Right.
Second thing is animation is
stellar.
It is stellar, absolutely. It's fluid, it's vibrant, it's beautiful.
Yes, true, very true. It looks fantastically well done. Though I do think it's a little weird that at the end of every episode they have these black and white drawings that look like they're from an anime or manga.
And they're actually real badass.
Yeah, and it's like, why didn't you do it in this style? I mean, nothing's wrong with what you did here, but I think this would have grabbed more attention too, than just being standard CGI.
The way the artwork looks, it was meant for an older audience.
Right.
It looks like they changed their minds and said, you know what? After what happened with the last one, let's just go ahead and make our target audience much younger. And because they did that, all the artwork got reduced for enjoyment for a younger audience.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. The artwork is wow. You would love to see a series that has an animation based on those drawings.
Right.
But we know that's not going to happen.
And apparently we learned here that this version of He-Man, is way more futuristic, where they kind of did a little bit like Thundercats, and they have them more futuristic, and they rely heavily on technology rather than magic. Magic is outlawed. They use technology, which is the opposite where in Revelation, the original series, where they relied on magic, and technology was bad, and then technology was a cult later, and it was like, what the heck? So in here, they kind of just reversed it to where what if it was more modern instead of fantasy based. And so with that, they also decided, and they also tell you on the Netflix banner that it's supposed to be like merging it with Troll Hunters. And it's done on purpose. So the transformation sequences, he's got to say a phrase to power up, the armor, everything. It's meant to be like He-Man meets Troll Hunters completely.
Now the characters themselves look nothing like the originals, which is on purpose. They look more cartoonish, again, for a younger audience. The relationships are different. Man of Arms is no longer Teeler's dad. They're actually the same age. So they're all like preteens.
Yeah.
And you've got...
It's a little weird because of you used to seeing Man at Arms all this time. So them being like siblings is sort of like, what the heck?
Right. And you've got Adam, who has lost his memory. The mom is clearly deceased or gone somewhere.
Something,
they haven't explained. and the kingdom thinks he's passed away. They think he's dead.
Right.
And then you have no longer Ram.
Now Ram Man
Now
has been
Ram Ma'am.
Yeah, has been gender bent to and then
when she transforms, her eyes go idiot and she becomes an idiot. And she's always bent over and she's got just like Tenya.
Yeah, they kind of just took from a whole nother show to make the power-ups. And in here, they also, oh sorry, we were talking about the characters before we get to the powers.
And we got Tila, who's now a preteen, very thin, and it's obvious that the sorceress is her mom, even though they haven't told you.
Yeah.
And even though you know this, and here it's obvious that it's her mom. She looks really different. She reminds you a lot of Allura.
Right. They even got Allura's voice actor to play her, so clearly on purpose.
Absolutely. And now there's an uncle who's an evil villain for Adam, who is responsible for his memory loss and now wants to take over Grayskull. So of course you know what character he's going to be. Now before Evelyn is Evelyn, her name is Evelyn. And before
Trapjaw, he was Klandor, I think, and he was more intelligent. All the villains are super intelligent now and get turned into minions, so they seem more fleshed out, I guess, for them. And then you have for the other two characters, Orko, voiced by Tommy Kenny, which is the best part of that. Orko, they kind of established that this is a new Orko. Something happened to the other one. It looked like he ran off because he was scared or something. He took all of his people away. So this robot that got malfunctioned gets reprogrammed, and it thinks that it's Orko the Great, and it thinks it can do magic. It can do magic, but it's bad at it, just like the original. But in here, it's like Orko the Second, basically. Which is kind of weird because for some reason the writers do not like Orko. This and the Revelation seem to just not like Orko. They don't like writing him and they don't see him as important, which is very odd to me. And then lastly you have Cringer, who I call Cringer the Brave, because Cringer isn't scared of anything. He is a fearless cat. He raises Adam like a son.
And he stays like he's transformed, except for he gets armor when he transforms, but without the armor he's still huge.
Yeah. And that's the craziest thing about him is that he can talk. He's the talking tiger. It's like, oh my gosh, a talking tiger. It's like, it's not talking meow. This is the craziest thing you ever see happen to this tiger. And then they explain that he's called Cringer because they think he was too scared to put up a fight to kill a human. And it was like, that's an odd way to do it, but okay.
Very odd for a kid's series.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, this Cringer's change was probably the most jarring because there was no semblance to the original character, absolutely none. You have his name, he's a green tiger, and that's it. He's like a whole new character who's just fearless. So it was that was the most baffling change they did out of everybody.
Now, like in She-Ra, Adam here has memory loss, but unlike in She-Ra, where she never finds out about her past, he learns that he is Adam, the prince, and eventually his dad learns that he's alive, and then he finds out his dad is a jerk.
Yeah.
Which is totally different from the original series. And another thing that stands out, again, since it's for a younger audience, it's a pretty basic storyline. It's nothing really
complex,
or complex or really interesting. It's just a lot of things happening and battles and a lot of jokes within, even between Skeletor and Evelyn and Trapjaw.
Yeah, and speaking of which, as you brought that up, the show can't really decide what theme it wants to be. It can't decide if it wants to be action, comedy, or both. Because it's trying to play out like, oh, this is a serious take on it, but it's for kids, like you're watching Voltron and Troll Hunters. But then you have them be serious, like Skeletor's talking about taking on the wall and everything, and then they got the silly music on in the background. They make some jokes, then they say how lame his hand looks, and then it's like, you're not taking me seriously. I'm trying to do a monologue here, and they're trying to be self-aware, and it's like, but you wanted to be serious, but then they go into comedy. Then they try to be a comedy, and then they have something dark happen. So they haven't figured out what they want to do with the show, if they want it to be one, the other, or both. So it comes off as like they're going back and forth between two different themes, and it feels a little jarring because you're supposed to. They want Skeletor to be serious. They don't want him being a joke anymore. So they want him really deadly. They want him serious. They want him where he's an actual threat. According to them, he was never a threat in the original. So to do this, it feels a little weird because I can't tell you want me to take the character seriously or not.
Right. Okay, as we told you before, animation's great, voice acting stellar. One thing I really do love about this series is different from the first one is that Adam shares his power.
Yes.
Once he gets it, he shares it so that everyone transforms. And I do think that is a great message that they're giving, that he's not keeping it to himself and that they are a team and he shares it. And I've seen the original series and it's a totally different show, totally different concept.
Yeah.
But I do like for the younger audience that he's sharing the power. It's not just his. We have the power. And another thing that's interesting is that they all can transform on their own. They don't need Adam to speak it. They can say it themselves and transform.
Yes.
Now one person becomes a jerk and decides to leave, and that's Ram Ma'am, thank you ma'am. For some reason she decides she wants to be on her own. And she doesn't need them.
Forced.
And she leaves, and it's like,
and you're thinking,
you're gonna create some conflict where there is.
Right. And like, she's gonna come back. No, she only came back because she kind of had to, and it was gonna leave again. I was like, well, I will give him credit for writing something a little different where, they say it and then come back. No, she was serious. She actually was leaving the cast until something happens towards the end. So I guess points for actually trying to stay, not actually doing the trope.
And what you were pointing out is, of course, now that Ram Man is Ram Ma'am, and now she has a crush on Adam. And then the minute that Teela shows up, she's jealous and she starts acting crazy with her. And that's a little confusing because if this is TVY7, why is this in here?
Right.
You were a little surprised that they brought this in here.
Right. I don't think the kid.
And she's not jealous as in, you're taking away my friend. She's jealous of, you're trying to take my man when they're not even dating.
Right. It's like, why?
And you can tell that Adam doesn't see her that way, but she sees him that way, and she feels Teela is a threat.
Right, which is so weird.
Yeah.
And the last thing we definitely got to bring up is that I think the writers felt that they felt like having He-Man have a secret identity was pointless because they look so similar. Well, in here they try to fix that, having them look like two different people.
Yes,
but
because when he transforms, he looks like a man, a Johnny Bravo man. Yeah, but he looks like a man.
Right, and they went further by saying like it was like Revelation stated that it was pretty dumb that everyone knew but Teela about He-Man, pretty much. So in here they decided, okay, there's no secret identity anymore. Everyone knows he can turn to He-Man. His friends know the first time he does it. The villains know the first time he does it. His dad finds out he can do it. So He-Man is no longer a secret identity. Everyone is fully aware that Adam and He-Man are the same thing, which kind of goes with people now doing away with the secret identity thing. Which is a little weird, but I guess they said, look, we don't want any stupid conflict, so let's just wipe out the secret identity thing and let's just have everyone be aware, and they'll just, that kind of makes it more of a target, but okay, I guess we'll see where it goes.
Now, if you haven't seen He-Man Masters of the Universe, you're just curious to see what's going on, it's available on Netflix. Of course, it just came out about a week ago. And if you have seen it, let us know what you think in the comments. Again, it's for your younger audience. It's not meant for anyone that's probably over the age of 10. However, if you just want to see what they decide to do with the franchise, support your favorite voice actors, see the animation, and you're just curious, give it a watch and let us know what you think in the comments.
Right. Heck, they loved it so much that one entire episode was dedicated to nothing but transformation sequences.
Yes, and it's really weird, and you're just sitting there and you're watching your watch and you're just waiting for it to end. And to me, that is the worst episode out of the 10.
And that's near the end of the season, so go figure. So be sure to like, subscribe, and click the notification bell for updates on future podcasts and a lot of pause videos.
Absolutely.
And thank you so much for watching. I'm Rascal Entertainment.
And I'm Mom Entertainment.
Have a toontastic day.
Peace. We have
the power.